So you want one of these, a 1985 Toyota Corolla GTS, because you watch this, a 90s anime underdog story about a high school kid, or this, a former notorious street racer turned into a living legend. Or even this guy. Hey, that's me. But now they're super expensive because of this. And this. And especially these. So what's a young, charming enthusiast such as yourself do in the face of fleeting desire and unfulfilled passionate yearning? Okay, calm down. It's just an old car. Get this instead. Hey everyone, 007 here. I've got something a little different for you guys today. I get lots, and I mean lots, of people asking me about the AE86, how much money they need to buy one, where they can find one. They found one, it's got some rust. Sevan, what do you suggest I do with it? I want to modify it. How much is it going to cost to do this and tune that and just... It's a lot, guys. Listen, I know most of you guys don't want to hear this, but this is an old car, and while it's got that old car charm and 80s nostalgia and vibes, and believe me, I'm a total sucker for nostalgia. Just look at the walls and stuff behind me. I mean, that's from an era that I didn't even get to experience, and I want it in me. Not really, though. It's here, guys, to get your mind out of the gutter. It also means old car rust, old car leaks, old car exploding engines, and just general old car problems that you probably don't want to deal with at any point in your life. I don't think anybody likes engines exploding on them unless they've got some weird kink. But Sevan, I need this car in my life, otherwise my life is ruined and I'm gonna live in my mom's basement forever. It's okay, guys, Papa Sevan's got a fix for you. Except probably not the basement part. I really can't help you with that one. A toy, not just any toy, a 1:28 scale diorama model of none other than the world famous anime and manga Initial D.
Initial D.
The Tofu Shop and AE86 from that show. Now, for those of you that don't know, the 1:28 number that I mentioned earlier is actually a ratio. So that means 1 inch from this model is equivalent to 28 inches of the real life Tofu Shop and Initial D AE86. So that means theoretically, if you take 28 of these dioramas and you stack them on top of each other and you squint your eyes just a little bit, you can kind of make out a real life AE86 for your own.
You don't say!
And potentially an abusive Japanese father that makes you deliver food late at night for his own financial benefit, but you know, that's probably not going to happen. That's very unlikely. Now, this diorama does require some assembly, and we're going to get to that in just a moment. But first, I want to remind you guys, I'm going to have links down in the description box below where you can pick up a model kit for yourself, as well as some Drift Merch t-shirts. These are designed by yours truly. You can pick them up at driftmerch.com. I'm going to have stickers and posters and stuff there as well. Or you can just click on one of the links in the description box below and pick one up for yourself or a loved one. Your loved ones are going to love you more. So let's get on to the build. Okay, now considering I've been building the actual car for a few years now, this kit should be relatively straightforward. First thing I want to note is I do like the panda stripes on there. It's a nice touch. Showing AE86, it shows the diorama, and it looks like we're going to have some lighting elements as well. And the car itself might actually light up too. So 1:28 scale. Basic instructions. I'm gonna put that there so we can take a look at it. This is some pretty heavy duty stuff. I want to set up the base first. It's so tight here. Very tight fit.
That's what she said!
Let me get the car out of here as well. So we get all this packaging out of the way. Is there anything else here? Oh, very minimal. Okay. Let's follow the directions. Let's not be bad about this. Okay, thread the streetlight wires through the holes in the base plate and secure the streetlight. Okay. Oh. Smells like fresh IKEA furniture. Everything feels nice and dense. I like this quality. Ooh. This is nice. Nice detail, nice colors on everything. This actually feels really nice quality. I'm a fan. Looks like this is our street light. Just a little conduit with some wires running through it. Okay, let's take this step by step. Thread the streetlight wires through the holes in the base plate and secure the streetlight. This piece is a little dainty, but we have our streetlight here through the holes. Doesn't say which hole. I'm assuming it's talking about streetlight is probably here. I promise I don't build my cars this way. It's much worse. Let's plug this guy in here. Cool, cool. Oh, very simple. Not much thought required for that. I'm assuming that fits through there. Connect right here. Nice click. This is what it's looking like so far. And obviously nothing is like glued on or anything. We've got this cool little bench. I'm assuming that just sits here, probably under the light. This light keeps popping up. I'm gonna have to adjust that. I should have probably looked through all these bags at the beginning. It looks like we have some stabilizing plates here to stabilize the unit. Nice, clicks into place. Oh yeah, that makes a huge difference. Same for this side. Just gonna click securely. Nice. Put this little bench here. Now I do have to comment on this car. This is a really good looking model here. Looks like the door's open. These lights pop open. There we go. Does the trunk open? No way, the trunk opens too. That's sick. We've got tofu in the back. Oh, that's awesome. This thing has tofu. You put the little tofu in the back. You put a little privacy guard so nobody steals your tofu when your car is parked. Let's close that hatch. And there's all lights on this thing. Is there a switch? Oh, there's a switch. Whoa, that is sweet. The little fog lights light up too. That's legit. This is a really detailed ride. They even have the water cup from the anime in there. That's sweet. The burgundy interior. This is pretty spot on. You got the classic wheels, little tofu shop writing on there. Oh, I gotta set up the plexiglass or the plastic or whatever this is. Oh, these can't be it. They have to have some type of plastic on there because this is like very cloudy. I'm assuming they've got covers. Considering the quality of the kit so far, I'm gonna assume that there's a little plastic cover on. I should probably read the instructions. Peel off the protective film on the front and back. Yeah, there we go. These are acrylic. Oh, so satisfying. Probably helps to have some nails for this. I'm gonna turn off the battery just for this so it doesn't die on me. There's a little sound icon on there. I don't know if you guys can catch that. It's got the light off and then sound, but I don't hear anything. Maybe it's supposed to... No, it's not that advanced. I don't know what that sound is for. Figure that out later, I guess. Let's finish taking the acrylic off, or the plastic off the acrylic. Satisfying to pull off, but actually getting one of the edges to lift is a little bit of a pain. It'd be nice if they had a little tab off the edge of this so you can just grab the tab and pull it. Also, this is probably a good time to mention I did receive this as a gift from one of my awesome cousins. He saw an ad for this online and was like, hey, is that one of Sevon's cars? And he just ordered it, didn't even tell me about it. I got this as a package, a surprise package at home. And I don't know, I was calling my girlfriend, I was calling my other friends. I was like, did you guys buy me something? What is this? I ended up opening the package and seeing it was a diorama of my car. I'm like, that's sweet. And then like months later, I found out it was my cousin. He didn't even tell me anything. He's just like, by the way, Sevon, did you get this package in the mail? I'm like, what package? It's like, of your car. And, oh my God, that's so sweet of you. So special thanks to Nelson. He's actually an accident law attorney. If you're in Los Angeles area and you get into a car accident, you can give Nelson a call. I'll have his info in the description box as well. A little pitch from my cousin. Let's continue taking off these plastic pieces. So I guess this might be a good time to talk about 86 ownership. If you don't have one, and I tell this to a lot of people, so I don't want to sound completely jaded because it is an awesome car. It's really fun to own in the sense that it's very unique. Not many people have them. The people that know what they are will give you compliments on the road. The people that don't know what they are will also give you compliments and they'll be like, what is that? Like, you got the roll cage? I mean, I got a half cage in mine, and we're getting it painted right now, so it's gonna definitely get a lot more attention once it's fully complete. But it's a very unique and character-filled car. You're not gonna be winning any races with it, but that's not the point of a car like the 86. It's all about that driving feel and just raw, pure man and machine. And it's perfect for that. Just keep in mind that if you are someone that's actually looking to buy one, because there are a lot of dreamers or like people that think they want one, you have to be very sure that this is a car that you want to invest your time and money into, because it's really going to take a lot of both of those things that I just mentioned, your time and your money, as well as your blood, sweat, and tears, because an old car is going to require a lot from you. Time isn't kind to anything, especially a 1980s Japanese tin can of a car, and the AE86 is no exception to that rule. Even if they've been very well cared for, even if you know the previous owners, stuff breaks, stuff ages, and just keep those things in mind. I don't want to dissuade somebody from buying one and going through the project. I did that myself a few years ago, and it was by no means cheap to buy. It wasn't like it was cheap to buy back then. I'm talking about 6 or so years, or was it 2018, 2019 when I bought my car? I bought it under the pretense of it having a rebuilt engine and a bunch of other maintenance items that were apparently taken care of, but that owner was an absolute piece of junk, and so was the car, and I've been restoring it and building it ever since, which has been kind of a curse, but maybe this YouTube channel grows because of it, and that becomes a blessing in disguise. Who knows? This might be a good time to pitch subscribing to this channel and liking this video. We've been through a lot with that car. I actually have a full playlist for it if you guys are interested. I'll have that linked. It should pop up on the screen right now, actually. Project 86. I think we're 20 episodes in at the time of this recording. I do have more videos coming up. We still don't have the car back in our hands because it's getting extensive paint work done that I mentioned. It's getting a full paint job, as well as a lot of mechanical stuff done to it that we did have an engine out paint job. So it seemed like the best time to get some things taken care of. Since I can't do it myself while they're painting it, I'm having the shop next door to them, very knowledgeable shop on old Toyotas, handle some of that work. So lots of cool stuff on the way. I always say that at the end of my videos if you guys are new to the channel, but really there's some big work, very expensive work, which feeds into what I was saying earlier about these cars being pricey. If you're like me and you're a perfectionist, it's probably not the best car for you, because you're going to want to fix everything, and replacing stuff on these cars is very expensive. Don't let the Toyota badge fool you. Rare cars have rare parts, and stuff is discontinued, and the stuff that does exist is very expensive. And if you're not cutting corners, we have not cut any corners on this car. If you're not going to cut corners and you're buying really high quality parts, like everything from OS Geekin to reproduction OEM parts, they're going to cost you a lot of money. And that's what we've done with this car. I really want to own this car forever, so I figured, you know, buy once instead of buying twice and regretting it. But what's ended up happening is I've been buying once, regretting it, and then buying again, but both being very expensive. Just watch the playlist and you'll see kind of what I've gone through with this car. It hasn't been a fun journey, if I'm being honest with you guys. So if you're younger and maybe you're new to project cars and you think, hey, the 86 is a fun car to pick up as my first car. I get a lot of people asking, can I daily drive this? I'm going to be going to school back and forth. Please don't. Don't do that. I daily drove the car myself, so I know exactly what that feels like. Just learn from my mistakes, and I'm sure other owners will chime in as well. Okay, let's assemble these acrylic pieces upside down So this will be the top. Now everything should just fit in like Legos. Nice. Okay. 1, 2. I do have to note, these are very precision cut pieces. I like the quality of this kit. I do suspect it's made in China, but don't let that hold you back from picking this up because it seems like a very well-made kit from what I've seen so far. Okay. Rotate this here. Connect this last piece. This isn't really for structural. It's not a structural component. It's just going to prevent dust from getting on your diorama if you're displaying it. I will be displaying it on that back shelf that you guys saw earlier. I'm probably making this look harder than it is. A 5-year-old should be able to do this no problem, if we're being honest. Should be like one piece. Very cool. I like it. I like it. Everything clicks in. Awesome. I'll clean it up in a bit. Let's get some B-roll for you guys. Onto the build, 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 to the build we go, onto the build, onto the build. We must build them and they will come. The boy sits on his table talking to himself, thinking, wow, onto the build. Onto the build, you say? Onto the build. The guildsmen have told me that we are on to the build. On to the build we go. The boy who lived. Come here to build.